Good morning. Welcome to Redskins game time. Skins getting ready to face a magician, according to Josh Norman. I'm Brody Logan. Where you want to be the next Elio Castroneves. What do? Will you come here to Columbia, Maryland for the first ever Maryland Varsity Karting Championship? Now let me ask you, do you think you could have made that shot?
Yeah, I could have made that shot.
All right, let's see. 3 men on him. Pierce on the elbow. 3, 2, fall away. What? This is one of the most physically exhausting things I've ever done, but even when there was a chance to touch the puck or maybe score, I'd want to hold my breath just that much longer. But we've always maintained a standard of real competition, which is why tonight's sham of a race between Michael Phelps and a shark will never have a place in the close 5 top 5. They weren't in the water at the same time. Phelps was timed, then sharks were timed. He didn't race a shark. He raced a simulation of a shark that looked more fake than the Jaws in Jaws 3. And that's the one where you could see screws in the animatronic shark's gills. Mr. Phelps' Discovery and Shark Week Committee, you should all be ashamed of yourselves. And unlike them, the close 5 top 5 has integrity. And in that spirit, here are this week's top 5 plays. This is 29-month-old basketball savant Calvin, and this baby gets buckets. The Redskins were projected as the 6th seed in the NFC playoffs, but following 2 straight losses, the Skins are like Marty McFly at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, slowly fading out of the playoff picture with every L they take. Anyone can watch the USA versus Germany at a pro-American watch party, but I wanted to go behind enemy lines in the most obnoxious way possible. USA! 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 By how many goals is Germany going to lose this match?
We're not losing. You have hope, and we have Angara.
Did you wear these wristbands because you were anticipating sweating a lot?
Yes, I know, because of all the cheating I'm going to do.
Yes. Yeah. Once again, the Redskins are having to sit back and watch someone else on their big day. Year after year, another team gets the ring they've wanted for so long. They thought they had the team this year, then their divisional sisters, the New York Giants, played by Malin Eckerman, stole their chance at playing for a ring in their own house. Now the Redskins are waiting for their very own James Marsden to break them out of their bridesmaid funk. Now you're thinking, okay, maybe one of you is thinking, isn't that the plot to the Katherine Heigl movie, 27 Dresses? Yes, it is. But for the Redskins, it's more like 25 seasons. This week marks the 25th year since the last time the Redskins got a ring, and Skins fans hope this is their last season wearing pastels on someone else's big day. Sadly, it's become a tradition as consistent as the cherry blossoms that bloom each spring. 13 times since 1998, the Capitals, Wizards, Redskins, and Nationals, they've had a chance to advance to a conference finals. Last night, the 13th attempt, as the clock struck midnight on the most ominous of days, Friday the 13th, it ended just like the 12 that preceded it, with a loss. I feel bad for the DC sports fans. Some say it could be worse. You could be a Browns fan. But at least Browns fans know better than to get their hopes up. And presumably, Browns fans are Cleveland sports fans. At least they had LeBron bring a championship to their desperate city. DC can't even sniff a championship, even with Bryce Harper, the LeBron of baseball. Washington teams can't get close to a championship game, let alone win one. Even DC United can't get out of the MLS cellar. And last night, another season of hope ended with a swift punch to the gut, leaving fans wonder why they picked themselves up off the mat again and again just to suffer another heartbreaking defeat.
This is DC Sports. This is who we are.
One of these years
we're
going to
win. I told you.
One of these years we're going to win. It's going to be really sweet. So right now we're just enduring. One of these years we're going to win.
I was going to say, we're going to get them back. Year 2018, year of the National. Look it up.
Look it up. The bottomless wellspring of hope that is the DC sports fan. This entire town is Charlie Brown. We think this is the year. This is the year that Lucy holds that ball in place and lets us split the uprights. And we'll celebrate with a champagne and a parade down Pennsylvania Avenue. But alas, every year we fall for it. Lucy pulls the ball away and we end up flat on our collective faces. There are a lot of assumptions that come to mind when people think of skateboarders.
There's the notion that skateboarders are mean. They're known for destroying stuff. They're just not nice people. Cussing, drugs. To be honest, I don't disagree with that. I think a lot of skateboarders have got a bad attitude. And that's what me and Zach are at least trying to change in some people's mind.
Make chickens in 5 minutes.
Zach Lindsay has changed minds by starting his own clothing company called Lefties 29 when he was just 12 years old and through his ministry.
This is feeding the homies, because I like to believe that all these guys that we're feeding out here are our friends and our homies.
Every Monday, Zach and his friends buy chicken sandwiches from McDonald's
Can I get 25 McChickens, please?
and distribute them to people living in parks around D.C.
I just decided that I want to start doing this every week, and so me and my friend Eric decided we're going to do McChicken Mondays and just skate around, hand out McChickens. At first it was kind of, you know, hand them a McChicken, hi, bye, you know. But then I decided I want to make it more relational. And then Johnny started coming, and we got 8 or 9 kids coming almost every week.
For Zach and the Feed the Homies crew, McChicken Mondays isn't just about handing out some chicken sandwiches. It's a chance to sit and talk with the people they meet and actually make some new friends.
Here you go, man. Like every time we roll on through here, there's Ramos over there. He's always just sitting there waiting for his McChicken. I go, hola, Ramos. He's like, hey. He doesn't talk much, but I consider him a friend. Then we have Joseph sitting over there. Got Steven over there too, so definitely made some friends. Hey, Joseph, you wanna get on an interview, man?
What do you want me to say?
What do you want him to say? This is Joseph. He was born in New England, right? Here, go ahead and take a seat, man.
If anyone questions if a few chicken sandwiches can make a difference, just ask Joseph.
You get down so low and I don't want to take another step. God sent somebody back by to lift you up. That's what I think about it.
Thanks, man. That's sweet. You're making me blush.
Zach is graduating from high school in May and plans to take Feed the Homies International, opening up a ministry in Ecuador. But for now, he just likes the chance to give out some sandwiches and talk to his friends.
I would say talking to him is more important than this stuff. I've never seen anyone just sitting down having a casual conversation. That's what I like to do, you know, just give them something to do, someone to talk to. Just be a homie to the homeless.
In D.C., Brody Logan,
How's it going, man?
Fox 5 Sports. When combat veterans come back to America, they deal with all sorts of trauma, both physically and mentally. Sports are often used as a way for these veterans to get back some of the things they lost in battle. A sense of purpose, the feeling of accomplishment, and often camaraderie. Every week, a group right here in D.C. gets together on Whitewater Rapids, just steps from rush hour traffic, conquering the Potomac River the same way they conquer their disabilities every day. Just a half-mile away from the commotion of the district lies a serene oasis.
Surrounded by rushing whitewater. And all I can see are rocks and trees and birds. And there's no sign of human civilization. And I can completely forget that I'm 15 minutes away from metro buses and traffic and politicians and everything that's going on in the city.
It is well worth the trek. A haven for paddlers in a metropolis full of peddlers.
Coming to the river was a place to release that stress. What a venue that we have in the Washington, D.C. area. This river, this is world-class whitewater.
Some come here to escape.
Yeah, get them clear of that rock island.
Others come to train. But the paddlers of Team River Runner come here to heal.
Kayak means work boat, and so the work our kayak does is help with health and healing and purpose.
Joe Morini started Team River Runner 12 years ago.
You get a little bit more assertive, you're going to do a lot better.
With one chapter at Walter Reed Medical Center.
We saw some guys in wheelchairs missing limbs, and we're like, that's a no-brainer. We'll put them in a kayak.
They now have 54 chapters in 31 states.
When you lose your leg or lose your arm, you're losing, you know, a lot of yourself, and you're losing a lot of ability. But the guys here don't take that as, you know, I can't do something now. There's so many things you can do.
Mike would know. He had his leg amputated after getting cancer when he was just 3 years old.
Life is so much more than sitting in a wheelchair, and you can do so much more. You have the power to do really anything you want to, no matter what people tell you and what sometimes you, and I know I do this, tell yourself.
For those that tell themselves they can't,
Joe and his crew will do anything to prove that they can.
I've got quad amputees. 3 of them have paddled with Team River Runner now, and they're missing all 4 limbs. So, incomplete quadriplegics that can't use all 4 limbs are paddling kayaks with us if they can move their arms. Or we put them in a double kayak and we take them out. We put anybody in a boat. Want to get in a boat?
Everyone's got a beautiful story to tell, and they've got their own struggles and they've got their own, victories. So,
Or to see Larry here, that guy's 81 years old, and he comes out and he runs whitewater. His doctor told him that he wants him to die running whitewater and not a cancer. Who does that? We do that.
They do that multiple times a week, in the pools at Walter Reed and on these rapids. The very same rapids where the U.S. whitewater team trains, where they can forget about their daily struggles.
Literally breaks the day. You cannot be at work. You can't be thinking about something else when you're running whitewater. You got to be present in the moment where you're at. And so when you're doing that, think about the power that would be for someone who's got a traumatic brain injury or post-traumatic stress, to be able to let go of those things that have been plaguing them.
Oh man, freedom. Freedom. Absolute, pure freedom.
and I've built friendships that will go on the rest of my life. With vets that I wouldn't have met outside of Team River Runner.
Every day is inspiring. It makes you not think about what your own issues are. When I start to think about I got a problem, you know what I do? I close my eyes. Oh, that's what my blind vets see every day. That. I don't got a problem, you know, and they overcome those things. To them, it's just a speed bump, and they keep moving.
Look around.